Hello everybody, welcome. Going to do quite a short stream today. Going to look at some add-ons that I recommended on Reddit, and then we're going to look at essentially making these chickens instead of fleeing, evading. But like I said, it'd be a short stream just because I've got some other things I need to do today. Firstly, let me add. Agenda. Oh my god, that's huge. So we need asset, library, Reddit, recommendation, asset, library, Reddit, and then we need chickens, evade. That's huge. I think we could make it smaller. Is that too much? Let's have a look. Also, this DMCA free music is kind of killing me. I wish I could play my own music. That'd be so cool. Set color. Set properties, set fonts. Oh no, I don't like Arial. Come back. Right, so first thing is let me find a different thing. Stream songs. Okay. So the first thing on the agenda list is asset library Reddit. But essentially, there's a Reddit thread here which says Godot asset library recommendations, and I saw three things, but let's just check them all out. Because maybe this is maybe I definitely saw one that was quite cool. So Godot Jolt is apparently a third-party physics engine. This is a 3D one, which I don't personally need, so I'll probably skip this. But I did see something about Godot Jolt. Sorry. The second one is Panku Console. It's a feature-packed real-time debugger toolkit for Godot. You can easily interact with your scripts and objects at runtime. Most cheat debug prototypers have fun. Okay, this looks like something, doesn't it? And then we have Script IDE, and this one looks good. I don't want to speak too soon, but it looks like it makes Godot a lot more cleaner, so this is basically what I want to try right now. And Box2D is a Box2D physics server for Godot engine implemented as a GD extension. It functions as a drop-in replacement for Godot physics by implementing the same nodes that you normally use, like rigid body 2D and character body 2D. So I'm kind of curious what the difference about this is. But so Script IDE we'll take a look at, and then maybe Godot Box 2D if I can find a reason for doing it. If not, we're going to make the chickens. We're going to look at steering behaviors. And then we'll make the chickens evade. So first, let's have a look. So what's this? Script IDE. Version 1.1 transforms the script UI into an IDE-like UI. Tabs are used for navigating between scripts. Well, that sounds pretty fantastic. Let's give it a whirl. Install, and then at this point I think okay, nice. Is that easy? Once we've installed it, we then have to go and enable it. Okay. Oh, so I'm guessing this is the this is what Visual Studio Code runs on, isn't it? Is it VS Code engine? So VS Code runs on yeah, the Electron framework, I believe. So I'm guessing that's exactly what this is. Oh damn, this song is a banger. Okay, now what am I looking at here? .NET Bridge, okay. Better component. Oh, I think that's a lot better actually. What's this though? I need a better way of doing that. Well, that was easy, wasn't it? Okay, cool. So the next thing that I'm going to do is, yesterday we implemented the chicken running, the chicken fleeing to be precise. So if you look here, the chicken now flees, which kind of works, but how fleeing works, we can look at steering behaviors in a little bit, is essentially if we have the character, we have the chicken, whenever the player moves, the chicken will then also move in, I guess it's the opposite direction, like that. And that's named fleeing. There's a bunch of different steering behaviors, but what we want is evade, which is essentially if the player is moving here, the chicken will see that the player is going towards here, and so it will then move opposite to the direction that the chicken that the player will end up at. So it calculates a little bit ahead of the direction that the player is going and then moves opposite to that direction. I think that gives it a little bit more of a natural feel. So first things first though, I want to move the fleeing behavior into its own component. And after that, we can maybe make an evasion component, which would be very similar. So we're going to have, I believe we're going to have an area 2D, quite a flee component. Damn, this song is an absolute banger. I think we have a shape. And then I will want to set the radius. I wonder if we can just do this. So I want to set the radius. No. So what we need to do is we need to export. I need to add essentially a variable for the character body 2D that we need to control by doing this. So export, what should we call it, controllable body. Let's just call it character. Let's spell that right. Character body. Boy. Yeah, this is that now. put something a bit more chill on. Okay. So we need to export because for the flea component, it needs access to a character body to move that character body. So if we look into the chicken, which already has this functionality, that we strip it out. So we have this runaway area with the shape, and then we have some hooks on here. So we're going to be copying this out. Oh, okay, so we're into physics process. Is this something that we could do easily enough? So, because we want to create a flea component, but because the movement of the character body 2D is handled in the physics process, we need a way of linking those two up. I thought this would be quite simple to do, but we might have to add in a little bit of jankiness to this. Right, let's just try it. Let's put this function back just in case it doesn't work. And the flea components, we hook up. Okay, it's chased by, and then we need these values here. So this is probably a pretty poor way of doing it in terms of handling the component like this, because say for example you want flea functionality, there may be multiple movement things that you want to implement, like evasion, stuff like that. I think we will need like some sort of finite. To do this properly, we need to handle a finite state machine, and then you could have components on the finite state machine. I think that's probably the best way of doing this. But it's okay. We can make the component, even if we don't use it right now. We can at least make it, and it's there. And then when we implement a finite state machine, we'll be ready, at least. There's no harm in this. I'm not going to ruin anything just to do this. Okay, so character body is being chased. It's being chased true. Okay. And now the issue that we have is that in physics process, we want to essentially call this okay, func, let's just call this handle. It's going to return, I imagine, a vector 2. Return. So we do, is this not vector 2? Speed, so we do character body dot speed. Okay, that kind of works. These brackets look a little bit strange. So doing position minus chase position, I'm pretty sure we can just do this. Make it look a little bit cleaner. Right, I think that's the same thing. Just double check that's actually correct. We can just swap these around. Oh, position. We're going to do that. This should be okay. Yeah, okay, cool. So the chicken still runs, it just runs in a very opposite direction, which is cool, but if I want to try and implement actual evasion rather than so let's have a little look at steering behaviors. Wow, this looks awfully academic, doesn't it? So if people aren't aware about steering behaviors, obviously in games, stuff like pursuit, we have all the examples here. There's fleeing, there's seeking, there's pursuit, and there's evasion. And these are all pretty well documented because obviously in all games you'll probably have different, depending on what you're making. These are just problems that have happen so often. There's arrival, we don't want that. There's wander, path following. What I need is a good example of evasion. So evasion essentially looks at where the path in which the target is going, and then it will move in the opposite direction. So seek acts to steer the character towards a specified position in global space. This behavior adjusts the character so that its velocity is radially aligned towards the target. Okay, if character continues to seek, it will eventually pass through the target and then turn back to approach again. This produces motion a bit like a moth buzzing around a light bulb. Yo, Guillermo! When are we getting the 200 hours learning invent animate? Whenever you want it. I'm not very familiar with invent animate, but I have a 7 string, so you know I could give it a go. But it's been a long time since I've played the 7th string. But maybe if it was like some Dream Theater, maybe, or some Nevermore, we could do that. If a character continues to seek, it will eventually pass through the target and turn back. I just read that. Flee is simply the inverse of seek and acts to steer the character so its velocity is radially aligned away. So that's what we currently have, is we have flee. The chicken literally just runs in the angle away, but that's not what we want. We want evasion. So saying evasion is analogous to pursuit. So effective pursuit requires a prediction of the target's future position, which isn't too difficult. Cloud Cascade is one of the most iconic riffs in the genre. Oh, nice. If I wasn't too worried about DMCA, I'd play that for you right now. But it sounds cool, man. Rock and roll, you know. I'm all about that stuff. How you doing, Guillermo? Are you having a nice Friday? Okay, so we want to find an example of game development. Game development. What a nice example of evade. Evasion. Oh, why can't I not type? What I'm looking for here is some code to steal. Evasion. Why can't I not find this? Or pursuit. Let's just do pursuit. A star. I'd have an easier time implementing A star right now. This is okay. So what is pursuit? So pursuit and evasion are essentially the same thing, I think, except when you evade, you will just go in the opposite direction. So the movement is calculated by position plus velocity. As a direct consequence, if the character's position, velocity are known to be, it's possible to predict where it will be, which would be times t. Okay. The key for good prediction is the right value for t. Okay, so that seems easily enough. So they're using t equals 3. So it's the position times the velocity. So t position plus velocity. So var. Let's just try this. Pos equals just by dot position plus chase by dot velocity times, let's just do 3, and we can remove the magic number to do magic number. If anybody is not familiar with what a magic number is in code. If you have a random number like this is 3. Nobody knows why this is 3. There's no explanation of it. So the correct thing to do is, I'll just do it now, is const, we can do evasion, what is this? Evasion prediction number int equals 3. Evasion factor. Let's do prediction factor actually. Prediction factor. So generally, yeah, you want to avoid magic numbers, and by doing that, you'd make the magic number either a constant or a variable that would describe what the number actually is. So now when you look at it, you see, oh, this is called prediction factor, rather than it just being 3, and then someone else looks at it and goes, why is this 3? Why is this 3? Okay, so future pause. Is it really just that? I have a feeling this is not going to work. It kind of follows me, which is not what we want. Okay. Let's change this to 2. Okay, so he kind of follows me, which is something's wrong, sorry. This is one silly chicken. That's strange. Okay, let's do let's do this. If not, we'll go back to the drawing board. Yeah, no, it still works, so interesting. So something's happening. but not what we want. Distance, length. That was all evading. Okay. Oh, okay. So distance equals t position minus position. Updates ahead. Updates ahead. Int equals distance dot length. What's distance dot length? Return seek, return flee, future position. So do something slightly different here. So the future position, that's fine. And then sting equals pursue. Updates ahead. So we've got distance equals t position minus position. Oh, okay. I'm guessing that this is making it so that it moves more based on how far away they are. The longer the distance, the higher t will be, so the pursuit will seek a point further ahead. Okay. Let's see if we get this going. So we're doing this with t position, t velocity times updates ahead, and then we just flee. Okay, so here we do target minus position. Target minus position. Oh. Steering equals desired velocity minus velocity. Okay. That's a bit different. Let's do bar desired velocity equals that. So velocity equals desired velocity minus velocity. This is apparently what they're doing. Chicken did not like that. So running away, the seek behavior, so that's seek, right? So flee. Oh, okay, we do it the other way around. So we do the position minus the target. Wait, what did I have here before? Oh, I have my current position. That's why I've done the wrong thing. So we do this. Oh, that might be why I was using the target's position rather than the chicken's position. Position minus target. This might be okay then. It's a little bit strange. kind of tends to run towards me if I stop. That's the movement a bit more interesting there. So what do we have here? So we have desired velocity where we get the position and then we take away the target's position, we times it by max velocity, and so steering equals desired velocity minus velocity. Velocity equals this minus. Let's just do this. Let's go back to doing the var desired. Velocity equals desired velocity minus velocity. No, that doesn't help at all. It doesn't like that. Let's keep that as velocity. Maybe let's change this. Here's no chance. Check what the other chickens are doing. I think the prediction factor is maybe too high. Because I feel like they're really predicting in the future when it needs to be quite close to. See, I just. So they're awfully strange about that. Let's make this a float. I don't know if that's going to ruin things, but equals 0.25. Let's try that. Oh, that's like a little bit better. Yo, Adam. How you doing, bro? Yes. Good spot. I think that's because. Sorry. Oh god. That's because here they don't have the brackets. So. I think I've I don't know if that's maybe it's different because it's a vector 3D, but they don't have the brackets here, so I assumed that there's something that we don't need that, but we try that out. How you doing anyway, Adam? What are you up to today? Oh no, we do need that. Oh, okay. I'm saying multiply by 1 is redundant and does nothing. Yeah. that is also true. Well, right now it's 0.25. So if I remove these brackets and then I put in 0.1, let's see how this looks. I think the problem was because it uses a forward position. If it's too far, the chicken, sometimes the chicken thinks you're going to run past it and runs towards you. It needs to be low enough that the chicken responds. Okay, that looks actually quite nice. Yeah, I did see you on a Sprite. What have you been making? Anything cool? this is basically going to be very, very similar to, I think one thing is as well, so it's put 0.2. I think one thing that's making it a little bit strange as well is that the radius is really big, and so it runs away a little bit too quickly. And I think I need to make the chicken a little bit faster as well. If I make the chicken like 120 or something, so it's very difficult to catch. It's quite cool how like changing numbers a little bit can really just change how it all works out. Maybe throw the constant to around eyes, choose between like. Oh yeah, that might be a good idea. Actually, yeah, add a little bit of variance into it. You get some like stupid chickens who will tend to run towards you or something. That's quite nice, yeah. So maybe the radius is a bit too small there. I'm working on separating that Zelda-like content into something more readable. Okay. How do you feel about a sprite? Do you feel like are you quite good at that sort of thing? Let's do 100 maybe. 100. And I think there's and if I go back here, they do add an additional adding escape forces. After the steering force is calculated, it must be added to the character's velocity vector. Since that is pushing away every frame, will stop moving towards the starting way, producing a free path. Okay. Also, have you noticed I've got the I added let me show you. There's an add-on here for Script IDE that changes like the IDE that you in the Godot itself. It's quite cool. I just put it in. It doesn't look too different, but I think it makes it a little bit easier. If you don't want to spend money to get open source version called Libra. Yeah, I saw Libra Sprite, and also if you build a sprite from source, it's free. I think I saw something on GitHub, like GitHub Builder. I saw something on. I saw something on like an automated script that will build a sprite from scratch for you. So if you want it for free, but I think I just bought it. You can buy it on Steam as well, can't you? So it's you know, if it's on Steam, I'll probably buy it. I'm that kind of person. Yeah, it's good. I like that actually. Let's do the rand-i thing to make a prediction factor, or we'll do a randf equals, is it randf range from 0.1 to 0.3. I like that. Variable prediction factor has no future pause. I'm guessing that's vector 2D. Vector 2. Yeah, but I think I haven't looked at how to build it from source, but I think it's quite involved because you need to download a few things, I think, to do it. So it's one of those ones you might as well just buy it. It's worth the money, I think. But I haven't checked out Libra Sprite. That might also be a good shout. Ha! Damn, like. Okay, yeah, you can really see how he's stuck there, isn't he? Yeah, banned bird. Especially if I make it a little bit faster. If I make the chicken a little bit faster as well, they'll be really annoying to catch. Which is what you want, isn't it? You want it to be annoying. Although I do have the player a little bit too. I have the player a little bit too fast, I think. So if I do 100. Yo, Kamikaze. So I started dabbling in game making, and I had no idea how simple yet complex it could be. Yeah, making a game it's really interesting because there's so many different things that are involved in it. You've got art, you've got music, you've got everything. How game mechanics, all the code. It could be. Oh my god, look how slow he is now. That's easy. Oh my god, this guy is so slow. Are these with free assets? Yes, most of these are free. I did buy. So I'll show you what assets I have actually. All these are from like itch.io and OpenGameArt. I think in the description of this, there's links to OpenGameArt and itch.io. I think I did pay like £2 for the Mystic Woods one. But everything else is mostly free. Yeah, and that's kind of why it looks not very good. I mean, it looks okay, but it looks like every tutorial on YouTube ever because they all use the same thing. But yeah, actually, I'll find you the link to the Mystic Woods one. Mystic Woods. I'll shoot over the link to you now, actually, so you can get like most of this. Let me just find my own stream. Most of this. Oh. That's the Mystic Woods one where you can find this guy and you can find all these trees and these thingy. The concept of the idea can be simple, but manipulating the objects and getting them to interact correctly with one another, whole different ball game. Yes, it can get complicated very, very quickly, and there's a lot of depth to the games as well. Like even making a very simple thing like here trading, this took quite a few hours just to kind of get this set up, and then you have multiple different things, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But it does depend on what you make. I think maybe one good thing if you're starting to learn is pick something that is quite simple. So maybe just if you look at like a Vampire Survivors game, even though that could get complex as well. Just pick something where it's quite simple. Like here, I'm just walking around essentially like a big empty area, and then things just come towards me and you can attack. And just start off simple and just try and play around with some different things. Yeah, no, it's all the free assets and stuff. It is cool. It's like it's a very big community actually. That's one of the things that I really like about game development is that everybody kind of helps each other, and there's a lot of really cool art out there that people just give you and let you use. But yeah, it's it's a marathon, not a sprint, making games and doing all this sort of stuff. It's you don't just learn something overnight. It takes hours and hours and hours of slow progress, but anyone could do it. That's the cool thing. If you put in the time and effort, you can do whatever you want. It's just 150. Okay. So the chickens. The chickens evade now. That's cool. Let's have a look how we're looking at pen. Yeah, I was kind of oblivious to the open source community a few years ago. Absolute legends. Everyone else could contributor. Yeah, 100%. And I've learned a lot from working on open source projects and meeting people, and they've taught me a lot. And it's really one of those beautiful things where hundreds of people can come together to build something that's free. Like if you look at like Linux, or you look at all the different things, it's it's like a really good example of how humans can just be good. Is this 16 by 16 or 32? 32. It's fundamentally 16 by 16, but the characters. This character's 23 in the Mystic Woods, which is it's just a little bit bigger. And then yeah, other than that, it'll be a factor of 16 essentially. So I think these are 3. This might even be like 4 by 3 maybe, if I'm not mistaken. But it is 16 by 16. And what I would like is just to pay somebody to recreate all the art. If we could figure out how to work together properly, I'm convinced we would solve the world problems in a week. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's in a sense like people could work together to an extent, but also people kind of are all individuals and all have their own goals and different goals, don't they? So, but yeah, the open source community is really nice. One of the things I want to do is I used to make quite a lot of music, and I want to start releasing the music on like itch.io or something. Yeah, these silly chickens. Oh, I think one good thing we can do is, so right now on the chicken, we have this radius, we have this circle, and when I walk into the circle, it runs away. And then when it runs away and I leave the circle, it stops. I want it to keep running further. So what I want is I want actually probably 2 circles, one for triggering fleeing, and then a bigger circle so that it runs away further. Flee area. And then we can add a let's just call it something silly like a relax area. Area 2D. So we need an area 2D. We had an area 2D, so we can have a collision on that. It should be a circle. And this would be like that, maybe. There was a game that was pretty exclusive to biologists, and they were stumped about this new protein. They put this protein online, and they had it sold in a few days or weeks. Is that that's the protein folder thing? Folding at home, right? Folding at home. This is where you can. I can't remember, but it's pretty amazing how fast the problem got solved. I'm screwing that story up. Can't remember the deets properly. No, I think what you're referring to is folding at home, which is where you can install this software and it will generate proteins that will help science. And there's essentially a bunch of like people and companies who like donate all their like servers to generating this protein. I think this was around COVID, wasn't it? It was the COVID time, the first pandemic. Everybody kind of jumped on it and was like, let's like start calculating all these proteins for science. It's incredible, isn't it? And I think this is the thing: is that the world is getting better. You know, it's not all doom and gloom. For the most part, is it? Let's do 150 here. So we can do that. Let me call this. Yeah, it's awesome. What have you been up to anyway today, Kamikaze? What time is it where you guys are? Whereabouts in the world are you? This is going to be body exited. Let me move this to here. We can delete this thing here. Disconnect. Wow, it's 11 where I'm at in Colorado, and then noon in Wisconsin. Damn, you guys. Colorado is in America, isn't it? Denver, Colorado. It's definitely So for some reason, I always think Colorado is in Canada. Oh, nice. Land of the legal weed. Yeah, I think, America's done really well with the kind of like legalization of weed. The UK is still, I'm from the UK, it's still so behind on all of that. It's just like, what are they doing? All the politicians and stuff. And okay, nice. So the chicken runs away a little bit further now. You get a bit close to it and then it runs away. I like that. We could probably even do it a little bit more if we wanted to. Let's do 160 just to make it run a little bit further away. Because of Colorado's politics, might as well be Canada. No, I could. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why I always just felt like it was Canada. I don't know, but maybe. I think it just sounds to me like Vancouver or something. But it has no static type. God, I wish Godot would generate these types for you. It's so annoying. It will generate the function, but it won't generate the function with the type. Weed is so much less worse than alcohol, in my opinion. I've done way more messed stuff drunk than high. Kamikaze, you are so correct. You're so correct. Yeah, the amount of stupid things I've done with alcohol, or just the fact that it harms you so much. Like you could drink on a night and then the next morning you feel bad. But if you smoke loads of weed, the next morning you feel fine. Like if I smoke weed, all I want to do is do yoga and go to bed early and eat dinner. Like I want to have a nice dinner. I want to do some yoga and go to bed. With alcohol, it's just a different story. You can just do so much dumb shit and harm yourself. Yeah, I have family members who have very bad alcohol problems, and it's ruined their life. But with weed, it's fine. Not that Delta crap. Yeah, I don't think in the UK we don't have the Delta stuff. It's like Delta 8 stuff like that. I've not seen it around here, but I've heard about it from like some American YouTube videos. I did see a good tip actually earlier, which is you can actually change the color of the collision shapes. So if you go into here, maybe shapes, collision. If you change this to white by default, is that white or is that? Weed only messes with my short-term memory in conversations and doesn't delete whole experiences from my memory. Yeah, and it makes food taste really good, which, yeah. Like I'm not saying weed is 100% perfect. Like I can get anxiety and stuff with weed, but I don't know if that's really weed's problem. Maybe it's just a bit more my problem, but I do smoke a lot of weed. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that on live stream, sorry. I know people who've smoked weed before, who may or may not have been me. Delta 8 and 9 are legal in almost all states, but it's shit. It just gives me the spins. It makes me sick like I'm drunk without the fucking attitude, but real weed is calming. Yeah, it's one of those weird things, isn't it, when you have kind of like legal variants of it that are... Because I guess Delta 8 and 9, they're kind of like laboratory-made cannabinoids, are they? So it's one of those weird things, isn't it, where it's like like research chemicals or... Collision, why is this shape color not? Okay, I guess that works. flea area. We just do like, ugh, that looks horrible. Oh my god. Man, these kale chips are tasty AF. Yeah, you got the kale chips, you got the pink Himalayan salt, you've got the bran flakes and all. Dietary fiber. Yeah. I'm being healthy. Go me. Okay, this is how we change it. Yo, what the hell's going on here? Okay. Kale chips. So I guess you're a big fan of the kale chips then, Kamikaze. Hey. Right, let's save all. Hey, no, let's not do that. Let's, add git. Git commit M, coming up to 40 hours. Boom, boom. Enough. Yeah, I'm a bit of a... I go through phases with healthy eating. I like healthy eating quite a lot, but then I'll go through phases where I'll just like Uber Eats everything and like have takeaways all the time, stuff like that. The Realm of Runes and Capes. Yeah, the realm, like, my project's called The Realm of Runes and Stars. And I got that from ChatGPT. Because I said, I want a game that's like Stardew Valley and RuneScape, and that's obviously what I came up with. Yeah, maybe the name's not that good. I have $1 million game idea. Okay. You have my curiosity. I haven't talked to the marbles on stream, peeps. It's based off of that. They did nothing with it. Wow, Kamikaze, they don't know $1 million game idea if it hit them in the face, do they? Let's hear it. I'm ready to write it down in Notepad and steal it. I'm just joking, but yeah, let's hear it. Sounds interesting. Ooh, okay. One thing that I wanted to do was... One thing that I really want to do is when the player is near and interactable, I want an icon above his head so that the player knows that there's something to interact with. I think that would be really cool. Just do sprites for that. Simple sprites. Sprite tool D. Okay. I was thinking it should be called Rat Race. You enter your name and get a... I was thinking it should be called Rat Race. You enter your name in to get a rat to run. Similar to marbles on stream, and in my game you can buy or pay for traps. I mean, like, the concept of like a stream, like marbles on stream, is very good because it kind of interacts with an audience when someone's streaming. If you can somehow like monetize that in a way that isn't ridiculous, I think people will be all over that. Oh, buying the traps will give the streamer money somehow. I haven't really worked it all out. Yeah, but I know what you're trying. I know the lines that you're thinking of, aren't you? It's kind of like an interactive game between like a streamer and the audience that you could kind of like monetize a little bit. That isn't too unfair. Do you say? Oh, yeah. Oh, damn. Nice. Adam on the Discord just dropped. I love how it gives you these huge previews of the thing, and that's what it is. Oh, awesome. Okay. Adam, you're the best. Let me, these are okay to use, aren't they, Adam? These aren't, you haven't stole these from Jerry Riggs Everything, have you? I don't know, have you guys seen the Jerry Riggs Everything video? Are you familiar with that? Resource question. Okay, nice. Resources. I actually got the idea from a game show that went through an obstacle course. I thought, would it be cool to trigger some sort of obstacle from home? Is that like Takashi's Castle? And J Riggs Everything. Yeah, there's a big video from him yesterday, and essentially a big company has like literally copied and pasted like all of his like D-brand products. Yeah, it's insane. I think there's a steep decline in people who want pay-to-win games, though. All of them, they seem to be dying and only have cult followings. Yeah, but I think the thing is, though, is that people seem to throw so much money at streamers, though. It's like, you know, there's got to be some way of, maybe not pay to win, but especially, say for example, marbles on stream. If you can pay not to win, but to be more noticed or something, like if you can have like a glow around your name, so that out of everybody you can kind of see like the people who are like VIPs or whatever, and you know, especially if like a streamer's pushing it, it's just gotta be one of those things, isn't it? Yeah, pay to like have your name in gold or something. People out there will pay for everything like that, wouldn't they? But one thing I should show you guys is I had another idea for a game, and let's see if I quit project list. I don't know how fleshed out this is, but essentially I was making a game in C# years ago, and it's called MOBA Manager. Have you guys ever played like Football Manager or Game Dev Tycoon, or kind of like any sort of like management game where you kind of like have a team, or you have like a company and you like buy things and stuff like that? Like that's my million idea. Maybe not million, but I think it's genuine enough to keep up. I mean, don't let your dreams be dreams, Kamikaze. Oh, I wonder what this even looks like anymore. Okay, so my idea was, I don't know if you guys have ever played like League of Legends or Dota 2. I want to make a game where, this game's like a F1 manager, or, you know, it's kind of like a bit spreadsheety. It's a little bit kind of like, there's not really like a, it's a very basic game, but I want to make one about either Dota 2 or about League of Legends. This is my milli idea. It's called MOBA Manager. And, okay, oh wow, I actually put something in it. But that's how far I got. But I did do quite a lot of it in C# years ago. Yeah, either like an idle builder, or, you know, it's like you buy a player and then like you earn some money and then you upgrade like your team house, and then you could do this, and then you go to a match and like it simulates the match and maybe you win, or, you know, you can kind of choose who goes where. It's based around like either Dota 2 or League of Legends, but it was just like the combination of like the Football Manager or the management kind of games with Dota 2 or League of Legends. If I had Visual, I don't think I've got Visual Studio anymore. Oh, I do. Maybe I could see if I can open this. Oh no. Oh, maybe I can. Just give Visual Studio 3 hours to open. That would be okay. Have you ever seen Moonstone Island? Came out just a bit ago, maybe September. Is that a Steam game? Is that Adam? I feel like oh, on wishlist. Oh, nice. Yeah. Have you played this? Have you? It's Visual Studio, not. Yeah, we put the oh my god. I have to sign in Visual Studio. Dude, I love games like this. It's so cute and it's just so like, this is me in the game. Oh, it's got card-based elements to it as well. Ooh. Okay, this is being what the review's saying. Oh god, this game is cute and amusing, but features lacking depth. Oh, I mean, it's got one bad review, but everything else seems quite good. Let's have this resource in. Oh, I'm on the wrong game. But yeah, MOBA Manager is my melee game. I'll have to try and get Visual Studio working, and I'll show you what I did in C#. Because I put a lot of time into it in C#, but I didn't get too far. But I kind of built the first few screens, and then I started trying to work out some sort of game loop. But yeah, I got kind of reasonably far with it a little bit. I want to remake it in Godot as well. And the good thing about MOBA Manager is it's quite easy to make because a lot of it is just static screens with a normal UI, so it won't be too bad to make. You don't need loads of like animations or anything like that. It's more like how you handle the simulation, how you handle the data, stuff like that. Okay, I'm in the exact same screen that I was a second ago. Why is this opening the same it's opening the wrong project each time. Pull yourself together, Godot. I'm really starting to like the 2D, 3D mix games. Like, I think it's called Octo Traveler. Is it? Octo Traveler. Octopath Traveler? Is it? Like that? Oh, is it like the Final Fantasy 7 kind of style, where it's like, it's 2D, but it's also got depth to it. Game jam with assets with 2D. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? There's so many things you can do. I wonder... Wow, that looks quite cool, doesn't it? Damn, and they've got like proper shadows and stuff and lighting. So even though it's still 2D art style, but you still have like the depth and the kind of like lighting of a 3D. Yo, Tejas with me, love from India. Wow, love from the UK, man. Thanks for stopping by. 2.5D. Yeah, I think that is it. Ah, you know, dude, man. MOBA make others buy assets. No, not quite. Not quite. Okay. So we have the player. I kind of want to make turn these collisions off. They kind of throw me off a little bit. So we've got Sprite 2D, and this can be interactable sprites. That's called HD2D. Like the nostalgia feel with the modern look, I really like the combo. Okay, I have a question for all of you guys. What is your favorite game ever? Ever. Like, if you had to pick one game and for the rest of your life you could maybe not only play that, but if you had to pick one game that kind of like defined you as a person, Chrono Trigger. Okay, we had one of my friends in the chat yesterday was a big fan of Chrono Trigger. I've personally never played it actually, so but we watched a video on it. It looked really good. So we need the texture here. Let's do this one. Boop. Ooh, that looks good. Boop, 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 boop. It's hard to see if it looks good because I've got so many. The collision shape is throwing me off. That was Skyrim. Yeah, Skyrim was a big one. I didn't actually play it. No, I played it. I played it a lot. But you know, some people are like serial like restarters where they'll play it multiple times or they'll have like different characters. I never really did that. I played it maybe like one and a half times. But I never really got into like the modding either. I'm like a bit of a basic bitch when it comes to games. I just kind of do like the bear stuff and then don't mess around too much. Probably RuneScape. Yeah, I'm a big RuneScape guy. I think RuneScape really probably defined me as a person. I think I learned probably most of my life skills from RuneScape. So, MapleStory, Diablo 2. Oh, I don't know what Fliff is though. You know what they say, you don't quit Skyrim, you just take really long breaks. Yeah. So probably be better if you create a new node and just make it a context clue, attach it to things, and just call it with a signal. Yeah, so with this, I need to think about how I interact with things a little bit because I think ideally. So let's have a look at how this looks. So with this right now, he has a marker over his head, which means I can interact with something. But what I actually want is, I want a marker over the interactable's head so that you know what you're going to be interacting with. So if you walked here, you'd be like, oh, I can interact with this guy. If you go to the chicken, it'll have like a little thing over it. And you'd be like, oh, I can interact with the chicken now. That is what I want. But I think I need to, in the Great Refactor, I need to look at how I'm going to handle the interactions. But for now, I'm just going to say if this guy can interact with anyone, I'm going to just show this. Because it's like quite a simple thing. Do you want the... Tejas, I'm not sure how to say your name, but you have requested an exclamation mark. And you shall receive that. I used to be a die-hard GTA fan, but they over-monetized the fuck out of GTA Online. Yeah, I was playing GTA Online. I think I played it after everybody else. You know when they made it so that you can do, what are they called? It's not a raid. It's like a oh fuck. What's the word? You can like rob a bank or heists. Yeah, I think I started playing it when you can kind of have like your own private server with your friends that you can go on heists without getting without getting briefed by everybody. I'm a noob, man. I'm a noob. You know, I'm like, if other people can grief me, I will probably lose my mind. You guys ever play 7 Days to Die? No, I don't think so. I think I did have some friends who played that. That's like where you can build your own base and stuff, isn't it? It took 2 years over. It took 2 years after online launch to get those. They were supposed to have them day one. They're too busy monetizing everything, aren't they? But the good thing is, might have GTA 6 soon as well. I think that's gonna be a blast. Like, it's gonna be interesting to see. It's been so long since GTA 5. It's gonna be really interesting to see if Rockstar make another really good game. You know, if GTA 6 really like holds up to, you know, all the other GTAs. I've got faith in them, but it's one of those things. Right, so I need to now toggle this interactable thing. So let's go into where we would do that. So we need to go to the player script, and then on collect area entered, if area has method collect area. Oh, we need the interact area. We've got an interact area, and then we need to do area entered, maybe on interact area. Ooh. If area dot so when something enters the interact area, we need to check if it has a method. It has method. We just do vendor for now. And we can fix this a little bit later. And then we need to toggle the interactable sprite. Okay. Hey. Ah, why? Ah, there we are. Interactable sprites. Sprite dot visible equals true. And then we need to do the same. If area exited, we need to make the sprite invisible. And I think we might be good to go, potentially. Minecraft was good. I played that for a long time. From beta until like 2019. Nothing else to do when I lived in China. That's very interesting you said that, Adam, because I lived in China for 3 years. So, yeah, that's cool. My wife is actually Chinese, so, yep. Microsoft broke it. There was a brief moment where you can actually play online and not see a single hacker. We were royalty. Yeah, I joined a public server like 3 times. I'd usually play with my friends. I joined a public server like 3 times, and then I would just get like weird like hackers who gave everybody loads of levels and stuff like that. It was really strange. You guys ever played Battlefield 2 or Battlefield 2 Modern Combat? Well, I did play. I played Battlefield. I played Battlefield 1942. I don't know if that's older or younger. I remember playing this a long time ago. It was very difficult at the time, so I was quite young. It was like one of the OG FPS. Oh yeah, let's check. So that was released in 2002. Let's have a look at Battlefield 2. Oh, 2005. Okay. Yeah, I played this when I was very young though, so I guess I either passed or failed the age test. I'm just gonna log in and do this one thing real quick. 2 days later. Yeah, GTA is online, has a really good way of making you come in every day and stuff, isn't it? That's why it should separate. It should call has no context clue. Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you mean. So we have like a component to context clue. Okay, I know what you mean. Cool. Yeah, let's do that in a second. I lived in China for nearly a decade. Damn. 会说中文吗? Married a tradeswoman also. My sister's Chinese, but separated with no contact, so I have custody of our child. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, sorry to hear that. Hope everything's going okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I got a lot of fun memories living in China, but you know, wow, you know exactly what it's like. What province were you in? Let's check that this works first, then we can add the context clue thing. Because I think the context clue thing would be pretty cool. Nice! Oh, that's cool, isn't it? I like that. Heilongjiang. Let me have a little look. Oh, Heilongjiang is very northern. Wow. Jesus, that's like Manchuria, isn't it? That's almost like North Korea. Well, it's further north. It's like almost Russia. Jesus, yeah. I never even realized how yeah, that's crazy. I was in Hunan. I think Hunan is this one? Or is it this one? Maybe I'm Hunan. Maybe this one's Hunan. I was in Hunan for 3 years. Let's see where Hunan is. Okay, I was correct, yeah. I was in Hunan for 3 years. I quite like Hunan. But my wife's from Henan, which is it's like either here or here, I can't remember. Yeah, I was yeah. What was that? Yeah, I was yeah, ESL, yeah, for two. I was in a public school for like the first year, and then I was in a training school for 2 years. Hey, yeah, how's the Punan and Hunan? I mean, the clue's in the name, kamikaze. You know, you go to Hunan for the Punan, you know. But yeah, I was in China for a long time. I learned Chinese for a long time as well. That's why I originally went there. I was learning Chinese for quite a while, so it was a really good experience. I miss it a lot. I've still got some really good friends. I've still got one of my best friends is still in Hunan now. Kind of like he's got 2 kids, you know. Still teaching and stuff. Yeah, I came back with the wife. You tell me, lol. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's that's as good as anywhere, isn't it? My background was in education, so I was there as a volunteer, and then I worked in language centres, international kindergartens, and then my last 4 years was at university. Ah, nice, yeah. I mean, to be honest, like, if you're teaching, I think China's still pretty decent in terms of, like, I think it goes like the Middle East and stuff. I don't know what teaching is like in, like, America as, like, a career and stuff like that, but, you know, you still get some good gigs over there, to be honest. It's just, you know, whether or not you can deal with the life and the kind of, like, Chinese society, you know, over a long period of time. That, I guess that's the real question, isn't it? But came back just before COVID happened, this time of year in 2019. Wow, so okay, so only 4 years ago then. So quite new, isn't it? When COVID happened, my contract got cancelled. I couldn't go back. Had to rebuild back here in America. Ah, okay. Sabbatical turned into me losing everything. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Otherwise, I'm probably still there. What about, do you ever think about going back, perhaps? Like, you know, it's kind of opening up a little bit more now. I think there's still a lot of things going on. You got a bunch of experience as well. I'm pretty sure the US is the next to adopt the social credit score. Yeah. Yeah, probably. I need to do that. I'm so more for my son in his education, freedom, to the Chinese probably no highs. Yeah, that was like the big thing for me in terms of like my long-term life in China was if I have kids, and especially because in the UK obviously schools are free, and the UK schools are not great or anything like that, but they definitely have a better life, you know, going through the English school system and then doing what they want rather than going through the Chinese school system. And yeah, and then you have like a hybrid baby where, you know, it's like people think it's a foreigner, and it's like actually they lived in China their whole life and they're half Chinese, but everyone thinks they're. It's a really tough thing, and I hope that it get. Like I said, I've got friends in China with kids, and I've got friends in England who brought their kids back. It's like something that I hope gets better, because it'd be really nice if things started to improve on that front. Only Americans eat duck sauce. Okay. Right. What was I doing? Let's have a check something. That's why I liked Harb. In 6 months a year, you're covered with ski masks. I think jackets when I speak Chinese, I sound local. I take them off. Yeah. Wow, migraine. Yeah. It's tough. It's really. It's a tough life over there. You get stared at a lot, and you get, even if you get treated better, it's still different. So it's it becomes a really weird like way of living. It's from a stupid freestyle. It's actually pretty good for being made up on the spot. It's super old and goofy. Oh, CK Brand's freestyle. Okay. Ah. Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean, man. Right, what am I doing right now? That's the question. So the first quest, I know what I want to do. Oh, that was it. I want to make a component. Oh, I need to find a way of structuring all these components, because I'm just going to have a huge list of components. interactable. Can be CKY was so good. CKY is basically Jackass before it was Jackass. Yeah, I've seen the CKY videos now, but at least when I was growing up in the UK, I wasn't really familiar with CKY at all. It was like the Jackass stuff that really started the popularity, and then I think I only saw CKY 4, but shit was funny as fuck. Yeah, I never saw the CKY stuff until afterwards, and then you kind of see the. I think it really was like Bam kind of Bam and those guys kind of like they were like the pre-Jackass guys, weren't they? They were like Jackass before it was Jackass, and then they kind of roped everyone else in. But I think we can't. At least I missed it just by being in the UK. I think. Right, let's see. Adam, what did you call this thing? You called it a context clue. Damn. That sounds like the exact name I need. Context clue component. Hey. Hey. I was a skater hooligan in the mid-90s and early 2000s. I was the guy who could maybe ollie sometimes. A little bit. Actually, I had a skateboard made in China. I brought it back with me. I was quite happy with that. Right, so we're going to make a component now for the context clue. It's going to be the little thing overhead. So we could just drop it onto any node that would have a context clue. And then we can even make what type of context clue it is. That'd be super cool. T-Move skateboard. Yeah. Yeah, it cost $8 and it broke on the first time. Can't believe I said dollars. Yeah. Any sort of, so it doesn't matter here. We need to add a script. Just call it func has. I mean, we just won't do anything now. We'll just make this just make a blank function just so we can identify the node essentially. I watched product reviews from Temu, and from what I've seen, the stuff is way more durable than AliExpress or Alibaba. I have not seen, I've not used Temu, but I've heard loads of weird stuff, because I think they do some crazy offers, don't they, where if you like sign up or whatever, you get free shit. Like, just weirdly, you just weirdly get a bunch of shit. Got used to the way of Shufjung and create an account. Yeah, well, Temu's everywhere now, isn't it? Do you ever eat Binlan when you're in China, Adam? I don't know if it was very popular where you were, but in Hunan, Binlan was everywhere, man. Ah, Taobao. I've eaten it all. Yeah, my man. Yeah, I'm bad at Binlan. You gotta keep me away from it. I went to China probably a few months ago because we went to get married and stuff and meet my wife's family, and within like 2 weeks I was smoking Furong Wang, I was eating Binlan, drinking Baijiu. I just went straight back into, like, you know, just dumb person mode again. Yeah, they have a spin on their site that oddly always lands on the highest discount you could possibly win. I mean, you gotta love that, haven't you? It's like, you gotta love that. Like, they just, like, feed the consumerism. You gotta respect the hustle, haven't you? They know how to do it. Yo, attacker. Yo, Alteca, you okay, bro? How are you doing today? Usually has context clue. Okay, so now we're just adding in context clues, essentially. Has node. Is it? Can we just do that? Has node. Wait. Oh, oh, okay. And what? And when you say has node, what do you pass to it? Do you pass See, the reason that I like has method. Well, there's no reason why I like it, but yeah. What do we pass when we say has node? Like we pass. Drag the context clue component. Right, so let's try that then. Wait, I need to add the context clue first. So Hank has the context clue, Cactus Jack has the context clue. It returns a ball if the node you input exists. But what is the node you input? Do you can you pass like a string to the node or what? Because the player doesn't have the node. It's just the other things have the node. So here, so this should work first, but we'll check this as well. Like that. It's gonna be like that. So anything that has the context clue can do this. It's quite cool, isn't it? Yeah, we are going to use that as a signal to turn a sprite visible or hide. Yep. You can pass in string or node path. String is converted to node path. So if I do .has node, like that. I mean, it's okay. Boom. Area 2D. Export var. That's a thing, right? Trying to sound smart. It is. Yeah, so export. Wait, why is this not working firstly? Let's see if I've got an example of a scene file isn't a node. Right, okay. So if I want to use if area.hasNode, I need to create an instance of the node to check that. I don't want to do that. Let's find export. So Kamikaze, yeah, export essentially. So say for example, I have player, right? Which is the main guy on the screen. In the script, if I do @export, what it means is that in that node, it creates those variables as part of that node here. So you see I've got speed, inventory, health, max health, gold. You can see here I've got all those variables on the actual node itself. So when I put this player into the world, so this is my world right here. Now that I have this player in the world here, it has all the speed and health as part of this world, and then I can hook that up. Okay, that's not a node. A scene file isn't a node. Yep. So to use has node, I need to create an instance of that node to check if other things has that node. But that's I don't really want to do that. I don't want to create an instance of the node. So I'd rather just So an example for use of has nodes. If you have a node, a child named test, you can run has node test, and it returns true. Yeah. But for this, essentially, all I'm doing is I have an area, and I want to check in that area if other things have a component. So I have this area. Other things have this has context clue component, which is basically, at this point, it's just something with a function on it. So I check if they've got this function. I know that then I can show a context clue. And then here I can return like a clue context. And depending on what they are, I can maybe return a vendor clue context or something like that. Use get overlapping bodies. That's what I do have here, but what, and use that in the process, do you mean? So essentially what I'm doing here is if I have this area, this interact area, if something enters that interact area and it has a context clue, I show the context clue. So it's like this. Like as soon as I step in, if they have the context clue thing, we show this. And then here, show this. Are you saying it's better to use area.getOverlapping-bodies for this? As opposed to just having a signal on the area itself? Let's put on if you're trying to detect every frame and then use get overlapping bodies. Okay, so that's an interesting point because right now I'm okay doing it with a signal right now, but I need what I want to implement in, because right now there can be multiple interactables within this area and I don't handle that properly. I need to be able to find, ideally I want this speech bubble to be over the interactable that we will interact with, and we can only interact with one at a time, and it'll be essentially the closest. So if there's two things here, and this is something that maybe we'll have to do next, but if there's two things here, the closest interactable will be targeted, and then it'll have the icon over their head, and then if I move to the other one, the icon will then be shifted over to their head, and that way I can only interact with one at a time. So we might have to do something like that. But I think for now, just to make it look, it's simple and it works, so we can just leave it like that. And then once I want to handle interactions correctly, which will be, if you look here, this is where we do get overlapping errors and handle multiple interactables. Maybe we can dig this out and do something a little bit better with that then. Ooh, use node.distance2 if you want to do it. Yeah, nice. I'm going to write that in the comment. Node.distance2. Yeah, we'll find the one with the lowest distance, and then we'll target that. And then I want to display a bubble over their head. Nice. Nice. Absolutely excellent. What's up with the psychos that can code in Notepad? Like, they don't even use an IDE. They just see it in their head or whatever that works. That's insane. Yeah, there's one of my head of departments at a previous company. He was like very famous for he would not like use an IDE. He would use like the minimum. I think he'd maybe just use Vim with like no language server, no like syntax highlighting. He just liked it like just straight up like text editor. And yeah, they're insane. You watch out for those sorts of people because they're clearly a psychopath. But no, I think everybody's different in how they code. I don't like this music actually. Everybody's different with how they code, and you know, people get used to doing it a certain way, and they kind of like doing it a certain way. And, you know, whatever works for people, really, isn't it? Saving and running it in the CMD, lol. Yeah, essentially. Well, yeah, I know a bunch of people who use like Emacs and Vim, and they'll do that essentially. At least it's not coding in PowerPoint, yeah, or even worse, coding in Excel. The sad thing is, Excel is so powerful, and people are so good at using Excel, but I just don't like it because I'm bad at it, and so, you know, I'm bad at it, so I don't like it, basically. But some people are really good at Excel wizards. Okay, what else do we need to do? Oh, we need to group up some of these goddamn things. This is going to be one of the things, is I need to restructure all of my folders. Bro, not coding there. No, that's way smarter than I've been. Ah, no, you can't say that, Kamikaze, you know. You can't say that. Everybody's good at different things, aren't they? You know, some people have just been doing it for a long time. Variable interactable sprite has no static type. Okay, that's fine. Sprite 2D. That's area has no static type. I feel like I need to check my hello world 80 different times. Yeah, that's how I feel in Godot a little bit, because usually for my actual work and for like the past few years, I've been writing either in Go and Rust, and I'm very used to that. But when it's in Godot, I kind of like just very easily forget all the things that I should be doing, and I know things in my head, but I just get so overwhelmed by everything. Like even here, like this is all so messy. If this was in Go or Rust, I'd be a lot more competent. But that's part of the process, isn't it? You'll get there. It's just about repetition and using what you're learning exactly, and trying it yourself and failing to learn what I failed. Yeah, 100%. I think that's the biggest thing that happens with people, is that they try something and it's either hard or they get it wrong and then they give up. And it's like, that is how you learn. You learn by repeatedly just doing things wrong over and over again. And one day you might get it right, and then the next day you might get it right again. And after a while of doing that, you'll get it right. And that's actually why I started the 200-hour challenge. Was I could do anything right now. I could make something stupid. I can make loads of mistakes. After 200 hours, I will be a lot better. And you know, I don't need to think about anything. I don't need to do the right thing. I just need to do what I think is best right now. And after 200 hours, I'll be a lot better. Let's check how far I am actually. "20 minutes coding, 2 hours figuring out why it isn't working and tweaking it." Exactly. Some of the hardest problems you can't even solve by looking at the code. You need to like walk away from it. Let's see how many hours I've got in this project right now. Shout out Wakatan, by the way. Wow, 39 hours and 51 minutes. Right. Okay. I think that's about... this is Whacker Time. It essentially, if I can find my own thing, I will paste the link to you. So if you go into Whacker Time, and we go to like integrations, you can download, I'll support IDEs. You can download the plugin for whatever IDE you use. So Godot has one, Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio, whatever it is you use. You can install WackerTime and it will track your coding habits and like how much time you spend on something. It's actually kind of interesting. Maybe you see this on people's GitHubs where it'll say like, oh, I spent 90% of my time writing Go, or you know. So it's 200 hours learning, scrapping, recording, scratch, do it right, and skipping the GRE and make it into a stream tutorials. So it's 200 hours learning, and scrapping and recording from scratch, do it right, skipping the GRE, make it into stream tutorials. Well, yeah, who knows what's going to happen. But, so this is the insights of me since I used this. So you can see all the times I was coding. I've coded 435 hours since March 2021. Apparently my daily average is 1 hour 10 minutes. I'm not sure about that. My top languages were Go, Vue.js, and Rust. Top projects were D&D Pal. And, you know, it's kind of interesting. I'll link WackerTime to you. Let's There's WackerTime, and then Notion. Yeah, Adam, that's what I'm using. For this. This is Notion. Notion's pretty cool. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. Like I've got all my Chinese work, Chinese T-speech here. I've got my Chinese lessons. I've got like a little Kanban board for all my tasks and stuff. This is all Notion. Notion's quite cool. I don't use it very much, but I've used it for this just so I can keep track of. I've got like all the stuff for the videos as well. So I've got a 10-hour video. You know what I'm going to put in the video and just kind of track everything a little bit. I do recommend Notion. But yeah. Right. I'm about to hit 40 hours on Godot, so I'm going to close that now. I'm going to head off now, guys, because it's a bit of a short... They're generally quite short anyway, but I thought I'd just stop on for a bit and get some miles in. But yeah, Kamikaze, if you want, you can join the Discord. It's got a few of us in there right now, just trying to get a few people who like game dev and stuff in there. But if you want to join the Discord and stuff, and it's been nice having you guys here. Thanks for all the support and stuff. If you could like it and whatnot, and yeah, join the Discord, that'd be much appreciated. But it's been really nice chatting to you guys. Enjoy your Friday, and I'll see you again probably on Monday, to be honest. If I might make a video on the weekend, but yeah, I'll be on the Discord if you guys want to chat. Other than that, have a nice Friday, and I'll see you later. So, peace.